In many ways, Brighton owes its very existence to an architectural oddity. This one here. Fact Me Up really should do a whole episode about the Royal Pavilion one day, though you can't actually film inside it. Boo! This is not that episode. Instead, we will look at several other architectural follies and oddities around the town. This is one episode you'd be folly-ish to miss. Roll titles. Much of this week's episode revolves around this. What is Queen's Park? Originally laid out in 1824 and owned by a series of wealthy landowners, a Mr. Armstrong, then a Mr. Attry, then a Mr. Duddle, it's to Thomas Attry we must give most thanks for the fancy architecture. He hired Charles Barry, later to famously create the Houses of Parliament, to design the fancy entrance gates, as well as Attry's own lavish villa. The villa is long gone, but this garden temple, what used to contain the statue of a dog, remains. Also this, the so-called Pepperpot. Nobody's quite sure what purpose this structure served for Attry's villa. Was it a sewer vent, a simple folly? Many people believe it was either a water tower or housing for well machinery. Since then, it's been used as newspaper offices, an artist's studio, a scout hut, an observatory, and even a public toilet. Sadly, as far as we know, it has never been used to store or grind pepper. Although Queen's Park contains many other interesting structures that were built later, this one, dating from 1825, is as old as the park itself. Only the frontage survives, strangely now located in a nursery school playground, but this is the Royal German Spa, aka Dr. Struves Mineral Water Emporium. Utilising a well on the premises, Frederick Struve patented a way to create bottled, fizzy, medicinal waters that local posh folk loved. The company later branched out into ginger beer, soda water and lemonade, supplying many of Brighton's pubs and restaurants. Production only ended in 1963. This decorative colonnade is all that survived the Wreckers Ball. With this and the Pepperpot both associated with wells, now is the time to talk about Woodingdean Well. What is Woodingdean Well? Well, Woodingdean Well is a well in Woodingdean. More specifically, it's this. Located on the site of what is now the Nuffield Hospital, Woodingdean Well is the deepest hand-dug well in the world. It was originally created for a new workhouse and in the main used people from another local workhouse to dig it, using no machinery and working round the clock. Well, perhaps not the same people, they probably had a shift pattern. Still, digging continued until they hit water, which took a full 4 years. Yeah, starting on top of a hill probably wasn't the smartest move, but they didn't actually hit a spring until they had dug down over 1/4 kilometre below sea level. In total, the well has a depth of 392 metres. That is the same as the height of the Empire State Building, or if you want a more local example, 2.5 I-360s deep, dug by hand. What the heck? Meanwhile, out in Kemp Town, we find the Sassoon Mausoleum. Originally built in 1892 to house the tombs of members of the wealthy local Sassoon family, it found later use as a pub, an aircraft shelter, a furniture shop, a restaurant, and most recently, a nightclub. Our story ends where it began. Well, kind of. This isn't the Royal Pavilion, but its baby sibling. The so-called Western Pavilion lives down a side street opposite Waitrose. It was built by Eamon Henry Wilds in 1831 for use as his own home. It was later used as an office and then part of an adjacent Debenhams. Nowadays, it's a private residence once again. The dome bit is the bathroom. And that brings to an end our roundup of interesting Brighton buildings. Did we miss out your favourite? Let us know in the comments. Next week on Fact Me Up, politics, politics, politics. We run down Brighton's top 10 eccentricest MPs of history.